This greenish color on this book is actually toxic. This is the Anglica Historiae, written by the Italian historian Polydorius Vegelius in the 16th century. And this greenish pigment is actually a mix between a blue inorganic compound, the indigo, and a yellow mineral phase, the opiment. The toxicity of the book is actually coming from the opiment, which is an arsenic-rich mineral. So far, we found 4 of these toxic books. 3 of them are located here in the library of SDU, and 1 have been found in the Smithsonian libraries in Washington. We don't know if anybody has ever died or have been really poisoned by this book, but what we know is that after the environmental test performed by our colleague from the Smithsonian Library in Washington, that the arsenic values of these books are really above the usual screening values. The risk is, of course, mainly coming from the transfer from the finger to the mouth. And then, of course, what will happen is that the arsenic will go into the digestive system and will, of course, damage it. And although we have to think about the degradation of this book, because unfortunately, if these books are placed in a humid environment or mold-producing environment, then the toxicity will actually raise.
It is scary that you could have potentially toxic books in old collections and libraries around the world. And that is why at the University Library of Southern Denmark that we are working together with the International Federation of Library Associations and Institutions in order to get a focus on toxic materials in libraries and old collections.
We usually start with an X-ray fluorescence analysis to analyze the elemental composition of the books. And then if we can detect elements of interest, then we are using X-ray diffraction and Raman spectroscopy for the mineral phases, and we can also use mass spectrometry to detect the eventual organic compound that could be interesting for us. And you can really see here the cinnabar on the We don't know why they use this toxic color for these books. We have the hypothesis that they use it just as for aesthetic purpose without knowing it was toxic. Because although this pigment is quite popular in the little illustration in the book in the medieval time, but there is also the possibility that they use it for these insecticide properties, because arsenic-rich pigment like that will of course kill insects and bookworms.